somebody is very anxious over here. Why are you saying we have a new weak network? I do not have a weak network. Okay, well, you gotta put some clothes on. Yeah. Put your face in there. Thank you. Okay, I'll have your collar. You gotta put your belt on too. Of course, that's your bell. Yeah, it is. I gotta be able to hear you. I gotta be able to hear you. Yeah. Oh, I don't want to open this door because it's so freaking cold. I'm hoping that just this one jacket is gonna be warm enough. And I'm wearing my freaking beanie, my good beanie. Well, not my good one, my second good one, second best one. It is cold. Let's see, I'll pack that. Pretty much emptied everything out of my vest for tomorrow morning. And I don't know where these gloves, my heavy gloves too, because it is cold. I might be able to get away with those. Do I try just these ones maybe? Maybe. That should be okay. Just those ones. Okay. I need to grab my stuff. Weirdo. Okay, hold on. Dang, I'm almost out of water. Okay, we're not going to go very far, so I don't need water. And I know you just drank a lot of water, so you don't need water. This freaking wind is so freaking cold. So freaking cold. And we had to come down off the hill. As you can tell, we're not on the hill anymore because it was blowing so hard. One, I couldn't hardly sleep. It didn't really start blowing hard. It was blowing hard when we were last night, but it got about twice as hard as that. And it was horrible. My van was shaking so bad, from the wind in the middle of the night, and it didn't let up all day. It's still blowing probably 50 miles an hour up there. And so it's been blowing so freaking hard. Gosh dang, that sun's right there, but I don't want to put my sunglasses on because the sun's going to affect me for a little bit. I need to start my watch, which I can't do with my clothes on. And then it was this wind is frigid. It is so freaking cold, and it changed direction. So it's coming straight out of the north. So of course it's going to be a colder wind. It was 34 degrees when I woke up this morning. So with a 40 mile an hour wind, you know how cold it felt, the real feel. So I decided that we were not going to stay up there because I looked in the weather forecast and it was supposed to be windy the whole time, all day. So I decided that, plus I needed to gas up anyways, and I really don't want to do it in the morning since I have to wake up so early anyways, before I drive for my race. So we went and fueled up, and then decided to just hit the grocery store, run a couple of other errands, and then we parked down here hoping that it wouldn't be as windy. And it indeed is not as windy. And the funny thing is, you get about 10 miles, not even 10 miles, you get 5 miles north, and that wind isn't that bad. It's about how it is right here. But you're still on top, so it's why is it so windy just right there? But we drove over to the grocery store in Prescott. There's zero wind over there. But I think what we're gonna do, so this burrito league thing is blowing up all over the US, Canada. I think there's even some in Mexico now. It's just blowing up. Oh, Australia. So all over the world. And there is one in Bozeman. So I know for a fact I'm not going to do that well at the race tomorrow. One, because I'm just not in that kind of fitness. And two, the field is absolutely stacked. It is just freaking stacked. So I'm gonna race tomorrow, but afterwards I think we're gonna head back to Montana for two reasons. One, that freaking, well, like I said, I'm not going to be top 10 points, so I'm not even going to worry about it. And if for whatever reason I do feel like I'm getting to get a hair up my ass, I can always come back, race first weekend of February, and then race in March. Did we pass the No, I haven't. It's like, where the heck is the freaking trail at? We're just gonna go down the trail, probably to the high point and then come back. She needs exercise. Other way, Nari. Nari, we're gonna go the other way. We're gonna go this way. There you go, good girl. Yeah. She stopped again just to make sure. To tell her that she's a good girl, so she knew. There's a lot of people that came out here on bikes too. Anyways, like, the chances of me doing well is not that good. If I have, for whatever reason, I have one hell of a day, then maybe I'll stick around for another week, but I don't think so. Because of this whole Burrito League thing, there's one in Bozeman now. And so I kind of want to get back there. Throw my own hat in the ring for that segment, because a couple of reasons. One, the parking is way better than anywhere else. Two, I'd be going back there anyway, so it's not like I can, even if the parking was better here, that I can stay here for a segment anyways. And there's segments all around. There's segment in Prescott, the one in Phoenix, there's one in Tucson, one in Flagstaff, one in like two other places in Arizona too. I don't remember where. Marana maybe? Somewhere else. There's like, I don't know, 4 of them in Colorado, Michigan, like 3 or 4 of them in California, different places. Back east, there's one in New York, there's like Atlanta, DC, like all over. There's 2 of them in frickin' Alberta, Canada. There's one in like Toronto. But anyways, so I really want to do it. So really the only one that is feasible for me would be Bozeman. And I'll be starting a lot later than everybody else. But I also want to contribute. I haven't reached out to Jamil yet because I want to make sure it's feasible first. But see if I can contribute to the live stream. Because right now they've just been showing the Tempe one, and I get it because they're sponsors for the live stream, all that. Because there's different sponsors for each segment, each location. So I get it, but the way I look at it is, like, Bozeman doesn't have a necessarily like a shoe sponsor like the one here. Mount Coast is sponsoring it. Bozeman has a burrito place, and they have the running store, and I think even John G, technically. So, but the way my plan is I'm going to go down there and live stream it on my YouTube channel. And I can always throw a feed to them here at the studio so that they could, like, you know, use it every now and then if they wanted to. Or do even like a picture-in-picture, or however they want to do it. So So we'll see. I'll reach out to Jamil once I figure it out for sure. I wouldn't be back until probably not until Monday night. And the reason, one of the big reasons why I want to do it is it's only going to help prepare me for my race. It's like going to be good training. My tummy. I ate a whole bunch of trail mix this afternoon. It is just sitting like a freaking sack of potatoes in my tummy. Whew. I should change camera views. You don't need to you don't need to stare at my face. There we go. Forgot I had it on my face. I've been squinting in the sun, so yeah, so change of plans, like I said. I'm gonna race tomorrow just because I'm here. Plus, it would be kind of cool to see in my current fitness how well I can do against freaking big name people that are showing up. Like, I don't know which one is stacked more, the men's side or the women's side, but quite a few pro runners on the men's side, but even on the women's side, freaking Shelby Houlihan is showing up. She ran her first trail race. Yes, when I say that, like world record holder, Olympian Shelby Houlihan. She ran her first trail race a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a week ago. I don't remember how long ago it was. And she was like, that was fun. I need to do more of that. So guess what? She's doing more of it. She signed up for this weekend. And it is the biggest like, what am I trying to say? Like, this race is almost sold out. They've almost maxed how many, like, their permit, which they've never done on any of their other races. Now, the next one I'm supposed to do next weekend, but I'm pretty much just not going to do it. I know I'm not going to do it. I got to go back to Montana. But it is Coldwater Rumble. And same thing, they usually get a lot of pros that show up for that just out of the blue. Like, I think, what was it, last year Jim Walmsley just showed up. Decided he wanted to run. But, so that one always gets, like, big names, all that kind of stuff. Bigger field. But other than that, like they don't usually do that well. But for whatever reason this weekend, everybody's showing up. Whew. And now I'm like also thinking, like, what am I gonna wear? Because it's gonna be cold, and if it's windy like this, it's like, if I dress down, I'm gonna be pushing myself hard enough that I'm gonna get sweaty. And if the wind is anything like this tomorrow, which I have no idea if it's gonna be windy or not down there, then I'm gonna freeze. days. And if I don't dress down, I'm gonna be so freaking sweaty that, yeah, I don't know. Oh, I should not have eaten that freaking trail mix. It feels like it has freaking concrete in it. So yeah, that's my updates. Like, I almost decided to start driving back today, but I was like, you know what? One day isn't gonna kill you. Run this race. And then we'll start the drive back tomorrow. Because I'll get way better training if I go back than if I stay down here for even one more week. Try and when I get down there, I'm gonna go and talk to the manager of the burrito place and be like, hey, because they don't have like a huge parking lot. It's a segment, it starts and ends. It's an outback, and it just starts and ends right on there in front of their burrito store, burrito shop. Tell what I'm doing, because I plan on just having a camera set up and then see if it's okay if I park inside their parking lot in one of the spots that's closest to the street, and then try and throw up an overlay that, you know, saying that they're sponsoring my stream, just to get them some name recognition and stuff. And they're not like throwing in, they're definitely not doing like a lot of these other places. Like down here, like, again, it's Jamil, so of course he has the rapport with so many different brands, but it's like they're getting Mount to Coast is like donating like 4 shoes or something like that, and then like 4 pairs of shoes. And then an anonymous gifter, which I'm pretty sure I know who it is donating a gift card that would be the equivalent of a burrito a week for a year. So not necessarily Chipotle. And this is what I think is funny, like this whole grassroots thing, it blew up based off of, you know, Chipotle and Strava stuff the last 2 years. Well, all these grassroots places, none of them are Chipotle now. Like the one in Bozeman is like just a mom and pop place. I know, like, at least one of them in California is just a Mexican restaurant, you know, mom and pop Mexican restaurant. And, you know, here it's not a Chipotle gift card, it's just a gift card for the amount of what would be, you know, 50 2 burritos or whatever. So the one in like Bozeman is just a $100 gift card, I think. So I mean, depending, you might get, I don't know how expensive a lot of their stuff is there, but you know, maybe 15 or 20 free burritos, I guess. It's probably more expensive than that, I'm guessing. I don't know what the running store is doing. I do know Janji's doing something too. But like I said, lots of different places are different. And I'm not sure who the person is that is in charge down in Bozeman, but I'm guessing I know them. I just gotta reach out and talk to them too and be like, hey, that's my idea. So and that way I can, you know, try and build an overlay that features all of them for mine. And then, like I said, I'll give them a feed down here that is just the camera, so it won't be you know, won't have all the overlays on it or whatever. If Jamil wants one. If he doesn't want one, that's fine. Holy cow. Now we're just going to go up here a little bit further. I think we're only going to get maybe a 3K. Or 3K. 3 miles. Oh, because my tummy is just got a freaking lead weight in it. I was even trying to run a little bit. Like, I haven't even been running that much, and I got a freaking side stitch from stuff sitting in my tummy. And it doesn't help that I'm so freaking tired from not sleeping much last night with the as freaking ferocious as that wind was. Like, even my dog was freaking out. She never freaks out for that kind of stuff. But it was like blowing against our van, making our van rock so much that she was like, what the hell is happening? Like, I don't know what the gusts were, but pretty sure just the steady wind alone was between 40 and 50. And so, and then you get those wind gusts that are probably 60, 70 miles an hour. It was nuts. But it's still blowing like that up there. That's why one of the reasons why we came down here lower. Because even down here it's blowing at 20, 30 miles an hour when you get out into the wind. But we're a little more protected. So hard last night, like in the middle of the night, she needed to go outside and go to the bathroom, and I opened that door and it was blowing so hard, of course coming straight through the side door, or straight into the side door with the direction of the wind. And she, like, that wind hit her in the face and darn near pushed her backwards, and then she was like, nope, I'm not doing it. And then this morning, she finally couldn't hold it anymore, so she had to go. And it made me think of that video of the, what was it, like was it a poodle or maybe a golden retriever or something that was out in a freaking hurricane trying to poop? That's what it looked like with her out there this morning. Whew. It's just nuts how freaking cold this wind is. We're only going a little bit further, sweet girl, and then we're going to turn around. Bullshit. You have to catch me. I should have lost one of our toys this morning too. Because it didn't dawn on me until actually about 20 minutes ago. Well, 20 minutes before we started the stream. Because she grabbed one of her toys and she was getting so excited doing something. She didn't know what we were doing, but so she grabbed one of her toys, took it outside, and it dawned on me, hey, you did that yesterday. And, well, 2 days ago, I think. It started to get really nasty and rainy and snowy. And I saw it out there last night, but it was still all wet and everything. So I didn't grab it because I was going to let it dry because we weren't going to go anywhere today. But because it got so freaking windy, we decided to leave. Maybe think about grabbing her toy, and we're not stopping to get it. Like, so it's there, it's lost. That was a toy that Grandma got her a while ago. But I mean, she has plenty of toys. Like, there's a full bag of toys in our freaking storage shed. Just because I can't keep them all in the van. I just don't have room. She has plenty of toys. Before we drop down, that's where we're going to turn around. So we'll have a little more than 3 miles. Zero motivation to run right now. I definitely need to make sure I don't eat too much tonight because I will not feel like running tomorrow either. So. I think tonight's dinner is going to be mostly salad and veggies. It is a loop course like I thought it was. I couldn't remember, but if it was or not, it is. It's, I want to say a 17K loop. And then a 9K loop. So I don't have any issues. Her staying in the van, especially being that, like, the high tomorrow is only supposed to be low 60s. And cell service looks pretty good. I'll have my phone with me the whole time, so I went back and forth, do I want to wear my vest or not? Because I'd be plenty good just handheld and a couple gels. But I decided I'll wear the vest just to make sure I can carry my phone. Because like I said, I'm not going to be close to being top 10. As stacked as the field is, I will be lucky to be top 30. Well, this is where we drop down, so I think I'll wait for a good spot for her to turn around. It's not like really bad right here. I think I still have good signal for a little ways further, but it's funny, that sun is hot. That wind is so freaking cold. Hey, Nari! Nari! What's she doing? Other than ignoring me. Good. Oh, thanks. I was saying earlier, Raku, hopefully you're still here because I haven't been paying attention. Oh yeah, you are. In a few minutes. Nice. So change of plans. I'm going to race tomorrow, but this Burrito League thing is blowing up so much that I'm going to leave right after the race tomorrow and head back to Montana and not race the next weekend. Just because it'll be more advantageous for me to be back in Montana with this Burrito League thing going on. But there is like little to no chance I will finish high enough tomorrow anyways to even be worried about trying to qualify for the championship race in April. So I'm not worried about next weekend. The field is stacked on both the men's and the women's field for this race. I got to see the race list, and it's like I would have to have my best race in like 5 years in order to even come close to being top 10. Yeah, Burrito League is so last couple years, there's been this thing called the Chipotle Strava Challenge. And you could win, like they had it scattered in different cities all over the US, and whoever was the local legend on a Strava segment in conjunction with a Chipotle would win free burritos for a year, like 52 burritos basically, like one burrito a week. Well, for whatever reason, they decided they didn't want to do that this year. So Jamil Curry took it upon himself. He was one of the winners last year. Took it upon himself to start this grassroots movement called Burrito League. And it is blowing up all over the U.S. And so there's one back in Bozeman. I was talking about it earlier, how I wanted to do it here, but the parking is so crappy that it'd be really hard to do. Plus the fact that I can't stay here the whole month anyways, because it goes through the end of January. But still, could be great training for the USATF 100 Mile Championships. So there's one down and back home in Bozeman. So I'm going to go back there and do some live streaming and stuff for that. depends, like the people that have started it off, like the one here in Tempe, it's the one that started it all. And again, because it's Jamil, has connections, but Mountain to Coast Shoes is donating like 4 pairs of shoes to the winner. An anonymous donor is buying a gift card that would be equate to, you know, enough money for 1 burrito a week for a year. Like, you can win a free entry into Cocodona, which is an $1,800 value. Like all this kind of stuff. And so, yeah, good luck. Oh, thank you so much. No, that's awesome. Any little amount is awesome. Thank you for doing that. I'm gonna try and get the API working so that it'll track it on my, like on an overlay on here. Yeah, thank you so much for doing that. That's awesome. Oh man, this wind is cold. My face is frozen. And it's, I mean, I don't know how warm it is, but middle of the day when we came in, when we were driving back around like lunchtime is when we got back from doing all the stuff this morning. It was 40. Now I know your name. Yeah, have a good night, Riku. Thanks so much again. It was 40, like 44, I want to say. Why does 44 not sound right, though? I'm pretty sure it was 44 when we got here. And it's definitely gotten colder. But the real feel with that wind was like in the low 30s. And that's at Coors Lakes, which is about, the wind there is about what it is right here. Now, up where we were parked the last few days, last week, was up on top of that. And that wind is about is blowing about 3 times harder than this, which is why we moved. And it sucks because I have a little bit longer of a drive now, because I am not going to take, well, either way I go, it's the same amount of time. But if I take the gravel road going this way back to the freeway, it is so freaking rough that I have to go a lot slower. And then if I go back the other way, it's longer, but the road isn't as bad. And so to go back the other way, I would have been, what, 3 miles shorter that way? So we're gonna go back that way. But I'm excited for, you know, to throw on some racing clothes and get out there, try and run a fast 26K. Not a whole lot of vert. I want to say like 18, less than 18. Like, I think it's actually less than 1,700 feet. I want to say it's like 1670, 1680, somewhere around there. So it's exciting. And freaking, I'll get to fangirl out all over Shelly Houlihan, which a lot of people, I mean, you can either believe her story or not about doping, but I don't think she did. Like, I questioned it at first, but I really don't think she did. And especially being that some of her very close teammates even said that there's no way that she did. Then after her 4-year ban, she comes back and wins the 5K national championship again. So I guarantee she was like tested so many times. Like, that right there alone tells you that there ain't no way. The talent was there. It wasn't because of doping. But either way, I was a big fan of hers before, and she's done her time, and I still a big fan of her. Even if she did it, she served her ban, and now, you know, she does all of a sudden decide, you know what, I like this trail running stuff more than the track stuff. And tries to switch over to trail, and then eventually even starts doing longer stuff. Although I don't think she'd be good at longer stuff. I think Sub Ultra as a trail runner is definitely her forte if she's going to do it. She'd be the next Grayson Murphy or something. But, or Anna Gibson, who is a track. She's a multi now. She was doing track and trail, kind of like Alio. Only Anna Gibson has just been dominating the Gold Trail Series and all that kind of stuff. But now she's a freaking, she's on the U.S. team to go to for mountaineering or whatever it's called. Her and freaking Cam, they made it to where the U.S. gets to go compete, which is so freaking awesome. I think it's exciting, all these freaking track people coming over into trail, man. Like, it's a lot of fun because not everybody does good. One of the things that, you know, a lot of road and track people don't like about trails is you can't go as fast. But you can still go fast, but not as fast. And it's a lot of like, things don't translate the same. Like, I was watching, I don't know if it was the last one, but the Single Track podcast with Brett and who the heck was, gosh dang, why can I not think of her name? They were both on there, but it was like the female lady that was on there. She's a freaking famous pro runner. Why can I not think of her name? But she said it best about, because they were talking like new gadgets and stuff, and Brett mentioned something about this new gadget that like tracks your, can like track your lactate on the fly, and it'd like be awesome for him to know like what his, you know, when he's running uphill, what that basically max grade, you know, that he can run before he starts falling into that, you know, going past that limit where you can never recover from lactate buildup. So So it'd be cool to, you know what that limit is. And the lady was talking about, like, she mentioned it was a different gadget, you know, and she was talking about how, because like for trail runners, heart rate is not a good indicative of like your threshold. I mean, it's not good for, it's not exact for runners anyways, but for trail runners it gets even thrown off even more. And that's true. So then you take somebody like a Shelby Houlihan, and who I think if she can like bust into this, can you imagine her on the Golden Trail Series circuit? Like, give me a freaking break. But you know, you get these track people and road people that try to cross over, and they're like, you know, used to threshold being a, you know, 520 pace. Then they get on a trail and all of a sudden your threshold's like a, you know, 550, 6 minute. And also, if I go back to Montana, or when I go back to Montana, I think I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do it. I can't just be there every day. Can't have a 24-hour stream, because unless when I contact Jamil, he's willing to pay for a freaking hotel for me the whole time or something. I can't be down in Bozeman because my condo that I own is up in Helena. So I'd have to be driving back and forth. Whew. So that's essentially what they're doing in Tempe. They have there's a hotel like right next to the segment. I'm pretty sure he made a deal with them to do like a long-term booking or whatever for the rest of the month. And that's where they have their camera set up. Like for me, I would probably have to have, like if I can park in this parking lot, then I'm probably going to have to set my camera up on the back of my, like up on higher on the back of my van. Like on top of it, I guess what I'm trying to say. If they don't allow me to do that, then I can't see because the sun's right in my eyes. There we go. I'll have to park in the mall parking lot, which is not too far away from there, but far enough away that I can't have the camera there. Like it's maybe half a block away. Like I said, I want to do the segment myself. Like I'd love to be able to get there every day and do like a 50K every day or something, you know. Like a 50K every other day. And then the weather there is going to be crappy, most likely. Like, it doesn't look too bad next week. There's, like, I think the middle of the week is like 100% chance of some snow, but I don't think there's supposed to be a lot of snow. Well, we could just take this road down. It goes right to our van. Because I parked in the middle spot today. Because the lower one is right there. And I parked right there. So I'm actually going to leave here. I'm going to race tomorrow. And I'm going to go up to the one in Bozeman. Because that's where I live. Well, I live in that area. About an hour away from there. But I'm going to propose to Jamil that if I go up there to... my plan is to live stream, do essentially what they're doing up here in Tempe for a live stream, only do it there in Bozeman. And then if Jamil wants the feed, I'll provide him with a clean feed as well that they could show every now and then, or do picture in picture, or whatever they want to do on their live stream. But I need to go back down there, or get out there and make sure it's feasible first. Because, like, I know where the segment is, but is the burrito place going to allow, like, if they don't allow me to, like, park in their parking lot so that I can hook up my cameras to my van, which is a mobile studio. I mean, I live in my van, but first and foremost, my van is a mobile studio. But like Tempe, I can't do because the parking down there sucks. There's no place I can park my van that's close by. And having my dog, this complicates things. Now, like a lot of the other places are much more convenient for that, but like there's one in Prescott I thought about doing, Tucson I thought about doing, even Flagstaff. But I was going to be going back to Montana in a little over a week anyways. And so I think I'm just going to skip. I'm going to race tomorrow, skip next weekend, and just withdraw from the race and just head back and then just do the one up in Bozeman. Because one, it'll translate much better for my big race in February than what I'm doing here. Here is just more fun. But like I was holding out that because my race tomorrow, the one I was supposed to do next weekend, is part of the Sonoran Desert Cup Series, so I was hoping I could do well enough point-wise to get invited back to the championship race in April, but there ain't no way. I saw the field last night, and it is stacked on both the men's and the women's side. Even if I had the best race of my life, I don't think I'd crack top 10. And you have to be top 10 in overall points in order to get invited back to the championship. And you have to do 3 races. So I think I'm going to race tomorrow just because I think it'll be a lot of fun. But then we're going to start heading back to Montana. And I was throwing around different ideas. And maybe tonight, I don't know, maybe I'll change my mind, but once I looked at how many of them there were, I changed my mind really quick. But I was going to propose to Jamil the traveling to each Strava, or to each, you know, Burrito League location in the US, and even really when it comes down to it, Canada, because the one in Toronto would be easy to get to, and then the two in Calgary are like 4 hours away from, you know, where I live in Montana, so it'd be quick and easy to get up to them too. And I go to just travel to each location and do like a video or whatever. Even, you know, even live streaming for 24 hours or something, you know. But he would have to kick in travel expense, and I don't think he would do that because he's not going to make any money back on it. Because I could just do it like a big loop, and I don't know where I would end. I'd probably have to end down here. But like so I'd probably have to go to like, go down, back to the van. You know, because I could like go to the Tucson one and then go to, I think there's one in Texas somewhere. Is it Houston maybe? And then I think there's one in Missouri. I think there's one in Florida. I don't remember. I do know there's one in Atlanta. And then my buddy Mike Wardian, he's doing one in DC. There's one in New York. I'm trying to think where else there's. Then start heading back this direction because there's one in Michigan. And there's and then probably go down to Colorado for the 3 that are there, or the 3 so far that are there. Might be more in the next coming days. Then cruise up to Montana, knock out that one, do the ones up in Canada, and then cruise over to California, knock out the, I don't know what we're up to there, at least 3, but it might be like 4 or 5 by now. There. And I don't know where the one is in Mexico, but as long as on my way through Montana I drop off some things out of my van, I could even go cruise and hit that one. The problem is I have a lot of drone equipment, which, depending on, like, if you have like a work visa that you're using them, then you can be allowed to take them, but technically they're illegal. I don't know how all these, I see a lot of people that just do travel vlogs and stuff in Mexico and they have drones, and I'm like, how did you get your drone through customs? Because they're illegal. But I also have like protection, we'll say, in my van, so that I would not be able to take across. But also, I mean, if it came down to it, and he was up for something like that, the cheapest way would be for me to actually fly. But then I'd have to go back to Montana to drop off my dog with a family friend. Yeah, I think he'd be all on board for the idea. The only issue is he has like I know at least, what is it, the Castle Rock, the 2 people at Castle Rock, Colorado. Is that the one? Like they're content creators. At least 2 of the different segments in California are content creators. So like, you know, you wouldn't have to spend money to get a bunch of that stuff. Now, because they're content creators and not a videographer like me that can do live streaming, like has a full studio setup, then, and I don't need to have my van. I could travel lightweight and be able to do like a 24-hour live stream. I have enough batteries, like smaller bricks, that I could do it. So, but it'd just be that I think for him it'd just be cost. Like he's spending, I can't imagine how much money he's spending to do the Tempe stream, because you know that the like where the camera's at, that's a like a motel. So that means he like got a room at that motel for, you know, a full month to be able to do the live stream there. So he's spending a lot of money on that, and he's not going to get, you know, there's no return on investment, really. Like he's like, even if you look at the live stream now, you're talking, like, I think the most I've seen is like, you know, between 50 and 60 people watching. So he's not going to get a lot of money. Like, he might get enough money back through ad revenue to at least pay for the hotel, maybe. But I doubt it. Because how much would that be? I bet you that motel right there, it's not like a fancy motel, but it's right across from Arizona State. So you're talking, I bet you it's easily, he probably got a deal, but I wouldn't doubt it's probably like almost $200 a night. And there's no way he's going to get that much ad revenue. So, and you'd be talking easily probably, like if I traveled around the country, you're talking like at least $3,000 probably, if not a little bit more than that. And that's me not ever getting a hotel room. So some of those locations, I have no idea if it's feasible for me to stay in my van or not. Okay, well, that's gonna be it. It's so freaking cold here. Gosh dang. You wouldn't think it'd be this cold in Arizona. It is frigid. And we had to move down off that hill because it was 50-mile-an-hour winds, and it was like wind chill was in the teens. Today right now it's like 40 degrees out, and where I'm sitting right now I'm protected from the wind. But you get out in that wind and it's, you know, you're talking 20-30 mile an hour breeze. So it's easily in the low 30s for wind chill. Okay, well, that's gonna be it. I gotta get ready for my race tomorrow, eat an early dinner, and get to bed early because I have to wake up early to drive 2 hours to go to the race. But yeah, thanks so much, everybody. And I will see you guys. I won't see you guys tomorrow. I can't guarantee I'll see you even the next day, but I should see you on Monday. Because even if I do the live streaming thing, I'm gonna do the live stream of the segment, on my YouTube channel. And then on my Twitch side of the house is where I'll be out there just running, doing whatever. So, yeah. Anyways, that's gonna be it. Or I might actually see if I might be able to rig something up to do a multicast and do a picture-in-picture. So, but we'll see. Anyways, that's gonna be it, everybody. Bye, everyone. Love y'all. I'll see you guys next time.